Let me be honest with you. If you're trying to reach your first $100,000, it feels impossible. You save, you invest, you sacrifice, and your balance barely moves. It feels slow. It feels unfair. It feels like the math is broken. And that's exactly why most people quit right before it starts working. Today, I'll explain why the first $100,000 is brutal, why it feels so discouraging, and why everything gets easier after that point. When legendary investors talked about the first $100,000, they weren't saying that number makes you rich. It doesn't buy freedom. It doesn't buy luxury. It doesn't mean retirement. It's a threshold, a point where money stops being dead weight and starts working with you instead of against you. Before that number, you are the engine. After that number, your money becomes the engine. Here's the uncomfortable truth. When your portfolio is small, your savings matter more than your returns. Let's say you have $3,000 invested. A great year gives you 10%. That's $300. Nice, but it doesn't change your life. You could save that same $300 by skipping a few dinners out. At this stage, compounding exists, but you can't feel it yet. That's why it feels pointless. Imagine you invest $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. After 5 years, you've contributed about $30,000. Your account is around $34,000, meaning 85% of that money came from you, not the market. 5 years of discipline, and the growth barely looks impressive. This is where most people say, "This isn't worth it," and they quit right before the flip. The real enemy isn't bad investing. It's this thought: I could have spent this money and enjoyed life more. And that's true in the short term. But quitting here is like leaving the gym 1 week before the transformation starts. Because growth doesn't move in a straight line. It moves exponentially. Here's what changes at $100,000. Nothing magical happens in the market, but the math flips. A normal 7% return on $100,000 is $7,000 a year. For many people, that's more than they can save annually without changing their lifestyle. You've just hired a silent partner who shows up every day and adds money without asking permission. From here on, your money helps you instead of you dragging it uphill. This sounds crazy, but it's true. Going from $0 to $100,000 is harder than going from $100,000 to $1 million. Why? Because from 0, you need 100x. From 6 figures, you only need 10x. The hardest work is already done. Momentum is on your side now. The first phase is brutal, not just financially, but mentally. This is usually when your income is lowest, your expenses feel heavy, and your progress feels invisible. You sacrifice today for a future that doesn't feel real yet, and your brain hates that. But by the time you hit $100,000, you think differently, you panic less, and you trust the process. You're not just richer, you're harder to break. Let's be clear, this phase is not about picking stocks. It's not about timing the market. It's not about optimization. It's about brute force. Rule number 1. This phase is savings-driven, not returns-driven. How much you invest matters far more than what you invest in. Rule number 2. Live below your means, temporarily. This is not forever. It's a focused sprint. Rule number 3. Increase income aggressively. Job hopping, side hustles, bonuses, tax refunds, everything goes into building the base. Yes, $100,000 isn't what it used to be. Today, that number might be $150K, $200K, or even more. But the principle doesn't change. The first meaningful chunk of capital is always the hardest because it relies entirely on you. Think of money in 3 phases. Phase 1, muscle phase, from 0 to 100K. Discipline beats returns. Phase 2, snowball phase, from 100K to 500K. Compounding becomes visible. Phase 3, acceleration phase, from 500K plus. money moves faster than you do. If you're in phase 1, nothing is wrong. It's supposed to feel hard. That's the price of entry. The first $100,000 is brutal, but it's the gateway to a life where money works for you, not the other way around. If you're still pushing that boulder uphill, keep going. You're closer than you think.